Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything that happens immediately. Okay. Yesterday was what, a bearish range. This is probably like the best stop placement. Well, yeah, gotta just step into it, I guess. Like when stuff like that happens, it makes sense. Just do it. Okay. Oh. I mean, it shouldn't be rocket science. I mean, you shouldn't just make it rocket science. You know? I wonder. Mm, mm. Hey, what's up, Investor Z? Mm. Hey, what's up, Santiago? Hmm. Well, yes, sir. Moving forward, we're gonna focus on the ES since everybody wants to trade the ES now. And over the weekend, I've kind of made a decision that moving forward, we might as well just kind of stick to the ES. I've kind of done a lot of back testing with the ES, and even though she requires patience, she's a lot more reliable than the Nasdaq. Uh, I don't have to risk too much. I mean, right now, so if I were to lose this trade, it's a 1 to 2 trade. It's 1 to 2. I'm able to scale into this. It has a 7 point. My scaling is like should be like a 1 to like but honestly, I don't ever plan on getting my scaling hit. But if it does, well, yeah, my scaling is like a 1 to 7. So 1 to 7, a 1 to 7, a 1 to 7 risk to reward. But like I said, kind of just want the first entry to fill. I will accept the second limit and everything comes off at 23 ticks. S&P anonymous. You know, shit, we've been gold anonymous, S&P anonymous, ES, well, ES, S&P, Nasdaq, Bitcoin anonymous. We just kind of trade everything, man. If you can understand the fundamentals of trading, you can just trade whatever product you want. You just understand that it's all the same. It's all the same. So this trade right here that I'm in, this I would say it's a 50-50, maybe 60-40 against me in this one. Maybe 55-45. I think 55-45 with a 45% chance that this is going to be a successful trade is a more accurate statement. I bought this because uh bought this for several reasons. We got the orb low right here that the bears weren't able to break through all day. We have price breaking out of the resistance trend line that was coming down. You can see that the bulls bought it right at the trend line. They pushed it. Price kind of rejected from this high. Price kind of swept this high. That's kind of why I'm giving it a 45% chance to be successful here, because we do have price sweeping the highs here. But it does look like the bulls are trying to find support at that resistance trend line right there. At least it looks like they're trying. So I figured, why the hell not? I'll buy it. So like I said, it's a 45% chance that this is going to be a winner. 55% chance that this could be a loser. We'll see. Master P Anonymous. Did you hold that short position the entire session, Santiago? I almost got stopped out of it. I was able to close out the session with a little bit of profit. I mean, it was only a runner contract. I got the bulk of the position filled. Just had one micro contract that didn't hit target. And that's the one thing about the ES. Anything past 10 points can be a gamble. I mean, the ES has been making big moves, but when the market begins to range like this, getting in a decent position and getting decent profits with the ES can be challenging. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I wanted to get short at 77. I'm just glad that the ES was merciful to me yesterday, because this is exactly where my stop was. My stop was at 77.25, so it would have ticked me out, and then it would have went back down. Well, I'm also in a gold trade. Kind of upset. I don't know how I got so distracted, because I could have sworn that I set a damn limit at S2 earlier. And when I saw this big push, I was like, yeah, I got paid. And then I looked. Apparently, I never set the damn limit. Apparently, I never set it. And I was kind of frustrated about that. Like, how did I make such a careless mistake? So and it's always the trades that you're not in. Always. The trades that you're not in, those are the ones that just run to your target. I mean, if I was in it, I would have been in this position for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. The position I'm in right now, 10 minutes is probably already passed. Yep. Well, Yeah, just about almost 10 minutes has passed. It's always the trades that you're not in is the ones that run. It's always like that. Don't know why. Uh, if they don't reject it at R1, R1 does look like an area where the market wants to reject. Last week's close, we could see price, the bears try to come in at R1 potentially. Yeah, uh, that is definitely true, Santiago. If I was patient earlier, I would have had a nice winning trade myself. But this is what I will congratulate myself on. I will congratulate the fact that why would I do that? Why would I do that? Unless I made a mistake somewhere. I will congratulate the fact that even though the trade I took was not the best trade, I followed my rules. I didn't like the fact that I took a loss, but uh, uh, that loss was my fault. It was my fault, and I accepted it. I accepted that it was my fault, and it was only a small loss. It's just the principle that it was a loss, but it was only a small loss. It wasn't anything that I should go tilt over. Uh, the the size that I trade now, I shouldn't even be going tilt, honestly, because I can just easily get it back in a follow up trade easily. One win takes out two losses. So I mean, as long as I remember that, I can lose. And I decided that since I'm copy trading, I will only be taking one trade per day. So I need to decide what trades I want to take because they'll be my only trade for the day. Uh, only trade. At least that's what I kind of want to happen. I want to only take one trade a day, win or lose. If I see my setup, I take the setup, no questions asked. But if I find myself in a losing trade, I'm gonna have to accept it and just trade it for the long term, even though it sucks. All right. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, I got a decent entry. I mean, you can't get a better entry than this on gold here. Hopefully we can break past. So, I mean, the Bears are most likely going to try to step up here at this value area high. They're going to probably step up at R1, which is right next to, or really on top of, last week's close. So we do have two levels that the Bears could potentially step up at here on gold. But with my strategy, just taking one trade a day, I can I'll literally have my accounts more than a month. After 44 days, I blow the account after 44 losses. And I'm only taking one trade a day. 44 losses, which uh I don't know how would it how yeah, that's not something that is likely to happen. I could probably have like a bad week where nothing works, but it's highly unlikely that I have 44 negative trades in a row to blow the account. So knowing that, that just alleviates some of the anxiety. Not anxiety. I think anxiety is a strong word that doesn't even describe who I am as a person. The uncertainty is probably a better word. The uncertainty of, will today be the day I blow the account? Will something happen and I blow the account or something like that? Will I go tilt? It just takes away that uncertainty. I'm only taking one trade. I'm taking my setup. I'm going to wait for the setup. If I miss it, I miss it. Because I know that this strategy works over time. Just waiting for that break of structure to the left and a pullback. I mean, this strategy works. I mean, break of structure, pull back from the origin. I was actually looking for this earlier. That's why I was kind of upset that I missed it, because I mean, this is an easy winner. I could have been done in these accounts, you know. I literally pulled back to this area, pull back, and got a nice clean winner. And but I bought the break of structure and I bought the pullback. I mean, this strategy works. It works. And if maybe 1 or 2 days it may not work and I get stopped out, well, you know, I know that 8 out of 10 times, 7 out of 10 times, the strategy is going to work. Going to work. So, all right. So let's look at this ES trade. Yeah, and I definitely agree with that, Taven. Yeah, I definitely agree. That break and pullback trade is the money trade, man. It is the money trade. Uh, once I discovered that for myself, the only thing that's holding me back from taking full advantage of that setup is my make it complicated, smarty mindset. If it's not complicated, then it's not worth it, apparently. I like to overcomplicate things. I like to try to be cute with the entry sometimes, try to be cute with the analysis when, I mean, it's just so straightforward. And that's why I took that loss earlier, because I was trying to be cute with my analysis. Instead of waiting for my entry, I was being cute and look, because Gold likes to kind of do this a lot, where it breaks structure. Like, let's just say that it breaks structure and it pushes down and then it pushes back up. I took the trade. I took the trade at the breaker structure right here, or I think it was right here. I took the trade of the breaker structure right here, and I got long at the weekly close, trying to be cute, because I was looking for the breaker structure and the push back up for a quick win. I won't be doing that anymore. I'm just going to be sticking with my break and pullback trade. I will say that Gold did give me an opportunity to not even take a loss at all, because it almost did stop me out here, but it pushed back over my break even, and I could have just moved my stop to break even, because I saw that it wasn't going to potentially pop back up. But I have to also get over the fact that I mean, if I see that the position is not working, then I should probably have a rule that if I give, so if price almost hits my stop and it pushes back over my target, I'm going to put my targets at or not my targets, but my stop at break even and look for another trade, because just like the ES, gold can be very you can almost get filled to the tick with gold, depending on what side of the market you're trading. And giving up 3 points to the market, that's not how I want to trade. So that's going to probably be a new rule that I almost get stopped out, I'm just going, and if I get price to break above my entry, I'm just going to move my stop and just find something else, because I shouldn't be giving the market that much points. My entries should look like this. My entries don't look like If my entries don't look like this, then I don't even want to be in the trade. This is how my entries should look. Shit. The trade that we took on the ES, we damn near nabbed the top. Like, man, we nabbed the top of this move on the my bad, on the Nasdaq. On the ES, we nabbed the top and was able to profit off of that drop. And that was the best entry. And that's the challenge with the ES. You kind of have to be perfect. But at the same time, with these Camarella pivots, we talked about that last night, kind of priming us to start to shift our mindset from trading the NASDAQ over to the ES. And this is one of the benefits of trading the ES, is that there's these tools is specifically designed for the ES. And this pivot right here was perfect. I mean, yeah, it kind of missed it a little bit, but it was right in the area. It was in the area. $77. Yeah, it was definitely in the area. You can see that S2, the market used S2 as support twice yesterday. S1 was the orb low. So, and R1 was the orb high. I think our initial entry was at the R1, and then we scaled in. Yeah. So our initial entry was at R1, and then we scaled in to about R2 with our stop at 77.25. And we was able to catch that drop. So I'll probably be in this position all night though. Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. Yeah, Taven, I'm definitely only, that is my only setup moving forward. Uh, because that's the only setup that I see that works consistently. I don't see anything else that necessarily works consistently like that. So that break and retest trade is the money trade. I don't see anything that works. I mean, the trade that I'm in is a break and retest trade. So, and it looks like, I mean, at least for right now, it looks like we could see a push up here from here. But we'll see. Unfortunately, unlike the NASDAQ, ES kind of moves at her own pace. But the good thing about ES is that we won't see an unnecessary swipe for liquidity down there unless the ES is actually trying to go down there. and continue lower. That's why I'm very comfortable trading heavier size with the ES. Right now, I'm in 15 micros, but I wouldn't. I would trade this the same with 15 minis as well. ES is a solid instrument. I can literally be in this with 15 mini contracts and have my stop at that low, knowing that I should be good in this position. If the market is really trying to rotate higher and potentially take out this high. Unlike the Nasdaq will swipe liquidity for 30, 40 points for no damn reason before she goes in her direction. And it looks like the Nasdaq is actually finding support at this range that we drew from last week. Something told me that, because usually what I do over the weekend is all the ranges, all the chart geometry, structure, circles, triangles, and squares that are drawn on the chart, I usually delete them over the weekend and start fresh during the new week. Something told me that I should keep these ranges on the chart this week because we could see, or just because we have Jackson Hall this week, we potentially won't see any real movement outside of this area. And that's going to probably be a new rule that I have, is if we see movement outside of an area, then I'll clean the chart from that area and just restart in whatever area the market's in. But I think we're going to be in this area until we see, or until the market knows the rate decision. And I believe we have FOMC minutes on Wednesday. So we may have to endure one more day of chop, of indecision, of the institution exchanging contracts with retail. We could see another day like that tomorrow. So I would be prepared for that. Let's ask my AI assistant why. All right. So I asked the AI assistant, why does the market chop during the week of Jackson Hall? And it responded, the market typically becomes choppy during the week of Jackson Hall economic symposium due to several factors unique to the event, heightened uncertainty, positioning, and speculation. And that's what we're seeing now. Algorithmic and high frequency trading, potential for major announcements. History shows the Fed has occasionally used Jackson Hall to announce or hint at substantial new policy measures. Old examples include Ben Bernanke review of new quantitative easing, which moved global markets, sector rotation and risk management. So, in summary, markets chopped during Jackson Hole week because participants are cautious, rebalancing for potential surprises, and awaiting powerful signals from central bankers. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing the market chop. We're seeing the market trade in this tight little range. And we might have one more day of this until we get the FOMC minutes. And the market is going to probably have a release where we probably run the liquidity to the long side and then probably run the liquidity on the downside and then find ourselves probably right back in the middle where we started. And Thursday, we'll probably, hopefully, we can see some movement. Hopefully, the transcripts of what Powell is going to say will circulate so the market can start moving. But because it would suck to have to wait until all the way to Friday just for the market to move due to all this uncertainty of what could potentially happen this Friday. You got your target hit, Santiago? Not yet. Oh shit! At 443. Well, if the Bulls fail at this trend line, I don't see why you wouldn't get it. If they fail at this trend line, I don't see why you wouldn't get it because not only would price break down from this trend line right here, it's breaking down from the orb low. And all the market needs to do is break, and the bears just need to hold the pullback, which honestly, in this situation, I mean, if they get that break underneath this orb low, they break and hold the pullback. And then we also have a second trend line coming down too. And we got both of these trend lines coming down. Both of these trend lines coming down. We have yesterday's low lining up with the trend line. We have the orb low lining up with the trend line. So there's this pocket of liquidity right here is definitely full of sell stops in this little area right here. And this little pocket right here is full of sell stops. So if the market can, tap into this, not only is there a pocket of sell stops here, but then there's also sell stops right there as well. So we could definitely see a big move down. We could potentially hit your target too, man. But the Bulls just need to fail here. And shit, I think this would probably be the first day where uh we won't even, well, I guess technically we did. I guess technically we did. We did see an orb break. I mean, at least for the Nasdaq, we didn't see it for the ES. The ES did not break its orb today. No, we did not see a breakaway from the orb. Price, they tried to break away from it on both sides, but price turned around and closed back within the range. Unlike the Nasdaq. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, this is the hourly chart on the ES, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't like how this candle looks. I don't like how this candle looks for my long. That is not a. This is not a candle that I will go long at, but For whatever reason, the Bulls has been holding this, so I'll take the chance here at this low. I would have preferred to been in this short too, Santiago, honestly. Ugh, stressful shorts, man. No, I'm already long the ES. I tried for a long at the trend line in the orb low. Like I said early in the stream, it's a 45% chance that it could be a winner, and 55% chance that it'll be a loser. Yeah, I'm still in long at the trend line in the orb low. I'm still in long, but I'm not 100% confident in the trade. Not 100%. 45% confident. Ugh. Yeah, I see it, Santiago. I see it. I see it. This is the hourly chart, though. Yeah, I definitely agree. Oof. You know what? I pay for this thing. So this is the daily chart right here. So this volume footprint chart, I have no clue how to read this damn thing. I don't know how anybody can trade with this, honestly. I have no clue what the hell they're looking for because all this looks like to me is just a bunch of numbers. You're just waiting for the daily break. And you talking about yesterday's low, you're waiting for a break underneath 456. Okay. All right. All right, gold. Gold is the only instrument that works 24/7. 24/7. I hope gold never changes. I hope the market stays so uncertain that this price action never changes. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we can keep this price action. Hmm. So it looks like, so at least on Bookmap, it appears that the market participants has a lot of orders sitting at 64.50. 64.50. Oh yeah, look at that. So it looks like a lot of market participants. It looks like this is somebody trying to build a position. You got 170 contracts at 55, 170 contracts at 450, 190 at 443, where Santiago is targeting. You have 168 at 160. So I wonder if this is the same person that's building a position in these areas. Well, hopefully we can kind of get a breakout here. Like I said, my only concern is R1. If we can kind of get above R1, that would be nice. That would be nice. You said 443. You're talking about Nasdaq. What's up, Taven? Right now, this is gold. Right now, I'm in gold. I'm in gold and ES right now. I'm in two trades. Looks like my gold trade is working out, and it looks like my Nasdaq or my ES trade might not. It's a point underwater right now. Point in three ticks. Yeah, I'm in two trades right now. ES and gold. Out of all the, so I trade Nasdaq, ES, gold. Out of the three instruments, my favorite instrument to trade is gold, and it's purely for the risk to reward. It moves like the Nasdaq and trades like the ES. I just hope that gold never changes. Hope it never changes. Devin says gold is about to give a pullback, then a push back up. Well, hopefully it hits my target before then. Hopefully it hits my target before then. Hmm. This is what I do see on gold, though. I think the market is ready to go, or at least push back up on gold here, because we got to break a structure and we got a higher low. Okay. So we got the break. Hmm. 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 Do I need to make it 8 though? It looks like it's about to be the ES that's about to break my heart. You said gold likes to retest a lot. That's why you trade in Q. It says draw a fib from that swing with that last yellow line. You talking about right here? You said drop a fib from here to here, or are you talking about from here to here? So the first one, or are you talking about the second one? All right, so this is my concern right here in this trade. If we can pop up above this, my target should get hit. Actually, let's just my target should get hit. No, the third one. All right, so and take it to the second line. All right, so you said second line. So you said take a fib, push it up, and you said to the second line? Which line are you referring to? Are you talking about this line right here? All right, if we can get a push here, then we good. Target's gonna be filled, baby. And I'm copy trading this. He says no, the top of the second line. Tell me the price level that you're talking about. So I know that you said start right here. Yeah, just show me the tell me the price line or the price level that you're talking about. This first one is at 370. The second one is at 374, and this third one is at 373. So you're saying to start at one of these swings, and where should I anchor? Are you saying that I should anchor it at this line, this line, or this line, or the high of the session? Or are you saying that I should start it at this one and then anchor it all the way up here? Because if you're talking about that, if you want me to the first one to the second one, yeah. From the lower of the session to the high of the session. All I'm asking for is my target. That's all I care about. Hopefully, we're not in an area where the bears can somewhat get aggressive here. All right. I got the ES. I got my stop at 58, so I'll take the loss if it happens. Like I said, this wasn't a high probability trade. It was like a 45% chance that this was going to be a winner. And I'm not going to move my stop down. I'm just going to accept it. The one thing I'm coming to terms with is taking ownership of the level that I get in at. and shifting my mindset to a point where honestly, I should be getting in. So let's just say that at 463 was the area that I wanted to get in at. Having my stop at 458 is only supposed to try to absorb volatility. But the level that I wanted to get in at is 463. So I'm not going to move my stop anymore. And that's automatic no go for moving forward. I mean, if she hits me by a tick, if she stops me out and pushes back up, instead of getting angry about that, what I'm going to start doing now is try to understand why it happened. I mean, of course, I'm going to be angry about it, but I'm not going to trade on tilt because of it anymore. All right, we're almost there, baby. We're almost there. We got 8 more ticks. 8 more, 8 more ticks. Is a 90 tick target right here. Yeah, Tape, I just only go for 90 ticks. I don't I don't trade for more on gold. I just look for 90 ticks per trade. Just keeping it simple. And especially with these firms with the consistency rule, I just look for 90 ticks. It can potentially go higher, but I know that I can get 90 ticks out of every session. All right. 3 more ticks. There we go. Cool. All right. So I was able to copy trade that in 2 accounts. And beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Got my 90 ticks. I probably got a little bit of slippage on that too, which I always take. And I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and I definitely agree with that, Santiago. Definitely agree. Uh, Every trade should have been planned. There should be a reason for your trade. I don't think I'm going to get so lucky on this trade right here. I mean, honestly, what I should do is probably stop out of this one early, but I'm going to respect my 1 to 2. I don't want to get out of this prematurely, and I don't know. Maybe Trump says something nice and the market likes it, and it misses my stop by a tick and hits my targets. Who knows? Hmm. 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 I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about that. I'm gonna have to think about that because I don't like the fact that my scaling. I don't like the fact that my target is literally right there at the original. It doesn't even make sense. So I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change that. Actually, I don't want the I don't want this. Well, I think actually let me look at this. Yeah, I don't want this. Let me take this off. All right, Taven. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing that information with everybody. And that is usually the case. Nasdaq and gold has definitely been besties lately, though. I don't know why or when. I believe last week on two separate occasions that we saw on stream, the Nasdaq and the ES, or not the Nasdaq and the ES, the Nasdaq and gold literally had the same chart. They did exactly the same day, the same thing that day, which surprised me. The Nasdaq and gold is usually not correlated, but sometimes they're definitely besties and they're doing exactly the same thing. My assumption is that since a lot of Nasdaq traders are going over to gold, a lot of Nasdaq traders are just bringing their Nasdaq tendencies and trading gold the same way they trade Nasdaq, which is not how you trade gold. Mm. I didn't realize I was up 6 points. I didn't realize I was up 6 points. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not looking too good for this position at all. I already have my follow-up position down here at 44.40 for a potential bounce in this area. Hmm. Yeah, we should definitely we'll probably see a pullback, and then we'll probably see price break out a little bit here on gold. Tiffin says the good news is that it'll show a retest for the sell entry if you want to take it, but it hasn't presented itself yet. So you're looking to sell this? Okay. Well, oh, you're looking to buy gold and sell NQ and ES? Yeah. I wonder. I wonder. See that shit? Mm, mm, okay. She stays on do not disturb. All right. All right. Mm. Even though we trade the ES orb now, we'll still document the Nasdaq orb. Because it looks like, I mean, even though the Nasdaq orb was definitely tricky today. Damn, look at that wick, baby. Look at that wick. Look at that wick. That's what I like to see. Look at that wick. All right, man. No problem, Santiago. Have a good night. And MB, you know, maybe I should, but right now, uh, not right now. But it is something that I'm working towards. It is something that I'm working towards for sure. Uh, when I start, I want to provide real value to those that choose to take the mentorship or yeah. I just want it all to be real. I want to know what I'm talking about. I have a lot of confidence in my trading. Uh but the things that I have to be solid on is to be able to translate what I know so other people can understand it themselves. Um mm, mm. It's something that I'm working towards. I guess I never really thought about it. Yeah. You know, MB, that was a very great question. Originally me and my trading partner wanted to do something similar, just like everyone else, have a Discord, have a group of traders where we all come together, share ideas. But for whatever reason, it just didn't work out the way that we wanted to. It was just always something that popped up. So I kind of, not necessarily giving up on that, but I just said, well, what I'll do is just provide this on YouTube. Uh, Work out the demons that I know that I have. And once I get to a spot where I'm consistently profitable, I have work to show for it. I really don't want to be, it's very important to me to have proof that I know what I'm doing over time, where anybody can go back and reference my work and say, you know what, this guy knows what he's talking about. I want to exhibit behaviors that if I wanted to learn from someone, it was like, okay, yeah, he took a loss and he accepted it. He didn't go until he didn't throw a tantrum. He didn't take it out on his account, et cetera, et cetera. It's a double-edged sword because I know that that's what I want. And I feel that that's a great goal to work towards. But then I also know how the mind works. I also know that if I don't start, then I won't ever start because there will always be an excuse not to start. So it is something that I'm working towards. It'll probably be something that I start to do maybe next year. It'll be a goal for next year. But for right now, everything is free on YouTube here. I'm not holding anything back. If I were to start a mentorship, it would be just a group of people. And I guess I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be any different. Hopefully that answers your question. And I appreciate that. Yeah, and I definitely agree, Taven. I definitely agree. That pop back above that trend line has given me hope in this trade, but I am prepared for a loss. Like I said, this is 45% chance that this is a winning trade. It's a 45% chance. But NBA, I do put in a lot of work. So, uh, yeah, it'll definitely be something that I'll be working towards and probably have ready for next year. Because I also understand that if I do this, then I need to be able to continue to do this. I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to stop. And that's kind of the reason why I'm probably going to focus more on ES and gold than NASDAQ. Even though this is NASDAQ anonymous, even though we're all addicted to the NQ, even though I am a decent NASDAQ trader, I'll be completely honest. I don't trade the NASDAQ in any of my funded accounts. Uh, I've lost a lot of, well, the NASDAQ has definitely gotten me to the dance. I've had 3 live accounts, multiple payouts, and that's all due to the NASDAQ. However, I've blown up so much, and that's also due to the NASDAQ. Literally, one bad day on the NASDAQ blows my accounts. I'm not 100% confident in re-entries with the NASDAQ because of how volatile it is. And if I think from the perspective of someone trading from a personal account, trading the NASDAQ is probably not the best option. If you're a newer trader or inexperienced trader, NASDAQ is probably not the instrument to trade right off the bat because the NASDAQ reinforces bad behavior. My trend fighting habit that I have is exclusive to the NQ. And I did try to bring that over the gold. And gold broke that habit out of me real quick. For whatever reason, as I talked about earlier, I don't have too many bad habits on ES. Because ES is kind of straightforward. If you try to be too cute with ES, then unfortunately, you're going to be on a losing side of it more often than not. From what I gather, a lot people that trade with no, not people that trade with me. Everyone that trades with me in the morning has kind of made the shift over the ES as well. Not 100% to the ES, but focusing more on ES. When I look at different forums, it does appear that people prefer to trade the ES, but the NASDAQ is just an adrenaline rush. It's fun. It feels like you're gambling. It feels great when you make a lot of money in a short period of time with the NASDAQ. But if we're going to be completely honest, over time, if you're trying to build an account, it's highly unlikely to keep the NASDAQ for more than a week, especially if we have days like today where the market made it feel like it was going to go in one direction and then it crashes right back down. We saw a lot of that with the NASDAQ today. We saw a lot of failed breakdowns that turn into a breakout after being bearish. And then with all this bullishness, it breaks down. And then it pushed right back up. And then a lot of people lost their account in this move with the NASDAQ today. And if you're trying to be, if you want to be serious, trading a market like this, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And it took a lot of self-reflection over the weekend to accept that, because like I said, I prefer to trade the Nasdaq. I prefer to trade the Nasdaq. But I just know I've only had one account with the Nasdaq where I had it more than 30 days, and that was trading small size. The account on stream that we've grown to about $13,000, I've had that account for 16 days trading small size. And if trading small size is the only way that I keep the account longer than a week, then I should just accept that the Nasdaq is just for fun. But if I want to go the distance, then I should focus more on the ES. And when the ES moves, I mean, we make a lot of money on the ES. I mean, we make a lot of money on the ES. So, I mean, okay. Um, 925. Yeah, definitely. So I would trade YM if I had a swing account. Uh, YM is definitely a swing instrument. Trading intraday with YM, in my opinion, is a waste if you have an account where you can swing, because the YM, once it starts to move in a direction, it tends to stay in that direction for multiple sessions. And if you're well positioned, you know that the market is not going to, like, I mean, if it makes like so with YM, I see this a lot. If you can kind of get into a good position, you know that the YM is not going to try to take out these lows for liquidity. The YM probably might have a slight pullback, and then in the next session it continues. You might have a slight pullback, and then in the next session it continues. Like the YM is definitely a swing instrument. And let's actually look at that real quick. Get to the candles. And this is what I'm talking about. Once the YM picks a direction, it stays in that direction for multiple sessions. You see how if you got in at the top, look at all these sessions where the market just went in one direction. You have a slight pullback, and then it just continues to go in that direction. And then once it decides to go back into the other direction, it just goes in that direction. YM is a swing instrument. And these are daily candles. These are daily candles. Right here, if you kind of got in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 days in one direction. 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 days in one direction. So if I had a swing account, I would definitely trade YM and try to get into the best position possible and swing it for multiple sessions until we reach a prior area of support resistance. Probably take partials off, stuff like that. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, that's exactly right. Six, 7, 18, 46. Uh, well, like I said, I'm not going to. I think that was probably like the biggest move of the day. Yeah, with all this consolidation, I don't know. I'm glad I did not trade the Nasdaq today because man, if we traded the orb low right here, we would have got stopped out. We got stopped out. I probably would have gotten my money back here. Yeah, I would have got my money back here if I took the I got stopped out and got back long at the orb low. I would have got my money back here. But I would have had a running target and then that one got stopped out. The Nasdaq was all over the place today for sure. I know a lot of people was confused with the Nasdaq. I believe my trading partner sent me a message earlier saying that how nasty the Nasdaq was today as he was trading it. Because initially he was shorting it, and then the market. I mean, anybody that was shorting this market, obviously, with this long candle with this strong bullish momentum to the upside, that would definitely make you change your mind, especially in this market. And if you went long, well, unfortunately, you got stopped out on the short. Mm. Yeah, that's yeah. We'll just stick with the ES orb. We'll stick with it. Okay. All right. So initial sweep. Uh, let's just document this real quick. Hopefully, we start to see a lot more volume in the morning. We've been starting the session with below average volume the past couple of sessions. Uh, Obviously, the days where we had big moves, we had above volume average at the first 15 minutes on the Nasdaq, but uh, it's been very apparent that we are still trading in a low liquidity environment. Hopefully, that changes soon. Hopefully. Initial break. Successful break of structure. I mean, it didn't even, there was really no successful break of structure today. It wasn't successful. We didn't have the market actually break away from the range today. Oh. It didn't break high, it didn't really break low. I mean, it broke low. I mean, I guess technically it broke low, but it didn't necessarily initial reaction. I wouldn't say that was a clean break of structure. The buyer failure is actually what happened here. Buyer failure. Oh, I spelled that. Feels like I'm spelling this wrong. Okay, I was like, I feel like I'm spelling it wrong. Okay. Buyer failure result. Uh, 46 points to the downside was the biggest. 46 low, and the full moon was 6 low. Okay. All right. Uh oh, so Taven, you actually enjoyed trading the Nasdaq today? I think you're probably an outlier for today. A lot of people did not like it at all. But congratulations on making 2K today, man. Yeah, with this, I'll probably get stopped out of this one. I mean, unless they can hold this, unless they can hold S3, I'll probably get stopped. You said gold is about to have a buy setup. Where would you buy gold at? If it was me personally, I would probably wait for 379. Me personally, but honestly, I wouldn't buy this high. Since I'm looking for 90 ticks on gold, I usually wait for relatively deeper pullbacks. I don't necessarily scalp gold, but where would you buy gold at? And MB asked, how do you maintain the drawings? So with NinjaTrader 8, all of it is persistent. It stays persistent on the chart. Unfortunately, if you're trading Trade of 8 or Trading View stays persistent as well. I haven't had any. Well, it really depends because uh, the Trading View on Top Step X, sometimes I had some issues where my drawings would disappear and reappear. I had to, I guess, allow it to load for it to appear sometimes. I haven't had an issue with that lately, but I've had issues with that. With NinjaTrader 8, everything stays persistent. This is why this is the number one platform that I choose to trade on. I know that I have most of my drawings projected into the next year. On other charts where I have support and resistance, I usually project major support, major resistance into the next year, and just see how price reacts to it once it revisits these areas. I do this on the Nasdaq. This is mostly where I get the ranges that I look for on the Nasdaq. This is why I was so on the Nasdaq. I kind of wish so. Originally, I was going to call this out 835 as a potential area of resistance on the Nasdaq. But then I thought to myself, because we were so close to 835 at the close, I just went an area of I think I talked about this area of resistance versus this one. It was highly likely that we was going to see a drop at 835, but at this I didn't want to kind of waste a potential good trade. I mean, it would have been a good trade, but you would have had to gotten into it literally at the open. And my biggest concern about calling this trade out, which obviously in hindsight, I wish I did, but if price did break out above this area right here, it was going to be highly likely that we would have saw price reject from this area. So I figured that, well, if we do see price push back up, this would be a better area to go short versus right here, even though it's working out. But I am looking at price to potentially bounce at S4. 695 to 675. I am looking for the market to react somewhere in this range right here. Somewhere in that range is where I'm looking for the market to react. Ah, shit. Of course. Of course. Whatever, man. Of course. Let me see if I can fix that. Mm, okay. Well, I don't know what I did. Next time I'll just lock that. I don't even know where that even came from. Maybe it was probably like right here or something like that. But yep, I definitely agree. Okay. But all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. Uh, actually, let's look at this ES trade real quick. Yeah, I'll probably get stopped out of this one. I am looking for a follow up trade in this area. I am looking for one. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully this works out. It should, but if it doesn't, then we'll definitely get our money back. Trading the ES orb. This week, I'm not going to trade the stream account this week. Uh, I mean, unless the market picks back up, because this chop. If I traded it today, we would have had to deal with a loss, unnecessary loss, because the market just just crazy today. So if the price action stays like this, I'll just continue to trade in this. So this account right here is kind of a throwaway account. It doesn't necessarily have a purpose, just to take trades that I probably wouldn't take in an account that I'm working on. So we'll just continue to trade this account and this week. And once the market has clarity on what the Fed wants to do with the monetary policy, we should see some movement. So, but all right, guys, that's it for me. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night. MB, I believe I paid $1,500. $1,500 for the lifetime license. Sometimes the Ninja Trader 8 has deals. If you can get one closer to like maybe a holiday or something like that, you'll probably get a deal. They'll probably have specials on it, but for the most part, I paid $1,500 for it. So, but all right. Good night, everybody. Have a good night.